Gary,
Oh, Dan, how are you?
thanks again.
Oh, my pleasure,
For joining
sir.
us.
Thank you.
Welcome to the War Memorial Center.
I've been here a few times.
You're familiar. You're familiar.
USA!
Gary Wetzel, Medal of Honor recipient, Vietnam. We had the opportunity to cross paths about 10 years ago, doing a benefit ride for Fisher House. And it's just an absolute honor what you do for our community, within our veteran community. And so thank you for participating in our discussion
Well, you
today.
try and look at things we do in our lives, things that you do, things I do, but we kind of do it for everybody. And that's what it's all about. People sharing, caring, and helping one another.
Yeah. I know you don't brag. I've known you long enough. Your story is, I can't read your story. I've tried once at an event to introduce you, and I can get about halfway through it. For those who are going to be watching this, are you willing to just tell a brief synopsis of your military service and the Medal of Honor, the actions?
Well, I joined the Army because both my parents were in the Army, but I grew up with the being a Boy Scout, Sons of the American Legion. I didn't have plans for college, so let's join the Army, which I did. And I took basic at Fort Knox, Kentucky, in the winter, doing push-ups with no gloves on, and some sergeants that would kind of give you a shot in the ribs once in a while. How you doing there, boy? Fine, Sergeant. But it was a learning curve. At that time, Vietnam was starting to escalate, and I wanted to serve my country, so I put a request in to go to Vietnam, and eventually I ended up in helicopters, which I love flying, and I also had aspirations of being a pilot someday. But in a helicopter, when you get in a situation and you get shot up, you don't wear parachutes because you're not up that high. But right. I eventually got shot down 5 times, and the last time is from the arm here, and I got machine gun and I got bayoneted, and this wasn't my day,
And you were a door gunner.
Yes, I was. I was
defensive.
a door gunner, a crew chief, because
Sure.
Bart, we would
Yes.
rotate every day, but I wouldn't let him touch my guns because my guns were my guns.
Yes.
And I was proud of them guns, not only my life, but saving lives of the other guys that I'm flying with, or going into a hot LZ, and you just you do things. You're trained to do things. Not saying you're not scared, but you do your job.
Right. So, we do a lot of work here at the War Memorial with education and working with younger groups. You've participated in many of those. Military Experience Day last year. Your service, what you've achieved over the years when you were in your military service. What lessons learned can you provide to some of these younger kids coming up? Maybe they're troubled, maybe they're just looking for the direction.
I spoke to a bunch of kids, and like you did mention troubled kids. A while back, I spoke to inner city. They combined 3 classes, 92 kids, street gangbangers, whatever. And I told them I'm not there to take over the hood or the barrio or tell me I'm better than you, because I'm not. I says, but I'm here to try and plant the seed only if you want it. And I said, we look at that word freedom, and we point to this American flag here, and they shake their heads. Yeah, they know what it is. No, they don't. They're what they're. I says, what you should do is not only look at that flag, but look into that flag. Look into that flag, and think about sacrifices and ultimate sacrifices men and women have given you and I to be here today. So that's what that flag is. We look at freedom. No, there's a price. Okay. But, talking about giving them some self-esteem of who they are, because each little group's kind of got their own little punk butt leader or whatever, I says, what you should do is every morning, and we all get up in the morning, we head down the hallway, we go to that little room because we got to take care of business. But there's that mirror. So you look at that mirror and say, morning. I says, what you should do is try and start off and like you first. Once you like you, it generates. And we have that respect for each other. And like I said, I'm not here to take over your turf. That's not what it's all about. But you have to make that choice. And throughout the years, I'm getting gas or whatever, and people, kids say, are you Mr. Wetzel? And they're holding a baby. And yes, I am. Well, you spoke when I said, did I do a good job? Yes, you did. That's what it's all about. Now it's your turn to help somebody else out. So we try and pass that buck, and not everybody is who they think they should be. But we're there as a society to guide you, to help you, and to make the best of what you can be.
I often argue our general citizenship could learn a lot from our military vets in resilience. There's never an easy day in prior service. You've seen the worst of those days, but you have to get through it, and you work through it, and I just think there's so much that our military veterans offer to our society. And I look at now with the pandemic, there's a lot of mental health issues that are going on.
Yep.
But people got to find a purpose. They've got to find strength, and I know you speak to that as well.
Well, nothing wrong with knocking on somebody's door, and if you need some help, or hey, how about coming over for a cup of coffee just to talk?
Yeah.
And just like we have a fantastic VA here, once you got your foot in the door, you're okay. But you got to get that foot in the door.
Yeah.
All right. Even though with this pandemic and that, there's enough people there to guide you to do this and whatever, and to help you out. So there is help. So we help each other by helping. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. The community and working together. The Be There campaign, which is being launched now out of the VA, which is all about reaching out, being there for your brother, your sister, your loved one as they go through this. It makes a world of difference, that interaction.
You mentioned earlier, me having the Congressional Medal of Honor. I'm grateful. I'm honored. But people got to realize that every time, and it's been 50 years, but every time I wore that blue ribbon, I wore it for everybody. I wore it for you, I wore it for your secretary, wore it for the guy in the camera over here, but it's a part of all of us. And when my time comes, does it go to my family, whatever, it's going to go to the Wisconsin Military Museum because that's where it belongs. So it's there. I'm just a caretaker, just a caretaker.
So, we talk about the youth, the middle school, the high school. I know when you talk about the flag and look into the flag and feel that. I mean, when we're buried under that flag.
Yeah.
When we're in uniform, we wear the flag.
Oh, you betcha.
To us, culturally, as military vets, it's very important to us. I love that when you convey that story, because it's more than just a piece of cloth that's strung up on a pole that
well,
you're flapping in the wind.
talking these kids in classrooms,
Right.
And they're there to get an education, all right? Not to be a tough guy, not to be a bully, you're there to get an education. And that's what you should do, and try and help somebody out. And I go back when I was like in 4th or 5th grade, and anybody got any questions? You kind of look around like, well, I don't want to be the first one to answer that, Well, now that I'm older, Gary, got any question? 9-foot arm. Ask questions. That's why they're there, to help you, okay?
Right.
And to do that, and try to, in your community, you live in it, make the best of it. Make the best of it.
The War Memorial, we really are trying to grow our education program. We're doing more virtual. Pre-COVID, we were working on that. This just really pushed us in that direction. So a lot of these interviews that we're doing, we want to make sure that we can make it available not to just the students that are coming here, but we also are going to start expanding that so it goes out, so people can download it, they can learn from it, and expand. So right now we touch about 10,000 students a year. There's no reason why we're not in front of 100,000 students.
Well, in my society growing up, it was the pen and paper.
Yes.
Now it's tablet and fingers.
Yeah.
So, and we have to get that communication out to everybody to help them, to guide them. Or if they need any help, there should be a number on the bottom. Call, and there's somebody there to help you.
Yeah.
So let's start off and do the right thing.
Yeah, I think we can change a lot of lives by introducing them to people like you, your service, the service itself, so they can look and say, okay, my life isn't lost. They might be going through a tough patch in their world. This economic problems, people are unemployed right now. Kind of dig deep and just find that inner strength.
We mentioned looking at help, and it brings back a little story of I'm in a hospital bed in Tokyo. They cut another 1.5 inches off the arm because of the infection. They're thinking about taking off this leg, and I'm in bed, just a piece of meat, And 3 guys came up to the edge of the bed. I do not know them. You got to realize I'm a flyboy that got shot down. I'm not working with the infantry, But these guys come up and, are you Gary Wetzel? Yeah. And next thing you know, there's a wallet with pictures. It's my wife. It's my girlfriend. This is my kids. Because of you, this is what I got to go back to. And then that's what it is,
They were in
the guys that I saved, that I pulled out, and I didn't know them from Adam, And so we look about helping. You can help people, and you don't know you're helping, but you got to give it a shot.
Have they stayed in touch with you over the years?
For about the first 20, 25 years, You get Christmas cards and all that.
Yeah.
Then they got their life, and I got my life, and I understand that, but it's here, and that's what counts.
I know you told me about a reunion once. It was the kids and the grandkids, and it filled a room, and it was all the children and the grandchildren of these personnel, these soldiers who you had helped save.
But I don't look for accolades.
No.
But you get in situations where you have to react and do things, and like with this part, my arm was just hanging by some skin, so I just kind of tucked her in, and I had a Thompson 45, and you're a soldier, and you try and do the best you can, and it's not the killing, because that was there, but it's man surviving, or trying to help each other, or somebody yelling and screaming, and I look at put the citation with the Medal of Honor, and here I am, and I didn't know what I was getting the medal for, to be honest with you.
Right.
So I'm standing in front of the president, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, because they told me he's going to look you up and down. And you're shaking 90
President
miles
Johnson.
an hour, but you don't know. Yes, President Johnson. So then we have Secretary of Defense Stanley reading the citation off, and I'm sitting there, at just attention, and he's looking at me like, I'm like, no, I forgot a part there. Yeah, I left another part out there. They left all the gory stuff out,
Sure.
Which I understand, but years later, I'm still in awe of the medal.
Yeah.
Some of the people I've met throughout the year get various cards, and like originally I had a birthday, I got the bunch from throughout the country. And it's people you try and help, and you try and make an impact. And I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
Well, that's a bridge to a comment question. I see a lot of this current, I'm an Iraq veteran, the current era generation, and you see them struggling, and fish trials helped me. There's no question. It was getting involved, because my injury, I couldn't go back down range, and I'm out. And then I'm angry. I'm not a person that just cowers in the corner. I'm very angry about it. But I found just doing something. And so when I would go out and do presentations, that's what I would talk about. So this is more of a statement to our current era of veterans. If they're struggling and they're looking for, what to do to try to get past, I will always argue, just do something. Go back in, find that new mission, because that's what happens is we lost that mission once we're out of uniform. I don't know what your thoughts on that are.
Well, we look at things here in the war memorial, on the grounds, whatever, things that were donated by men and women, but using their money, not money from here, money from the outside, because you're limited on what you got here. But it shows you what one person, 2 person, 5, 10, they get together, it grows, and you can do that.
Yeah.
And once in a while, you look at students, and it's hard for them to visualize what they can do. And I'll sit there with a salt shaker. See this? Yeah. Now it's empty. Nothing in it. And then I'm talking and I'm taking my fingers and a little bit more, and then it's up to here. And I see, now you see what we're doing here. We as individual grains of salt, we can do this.
Yes.
We can do it together. So that's what we got to do.
I can never thank you enough for everything that you do for us. It's an honor to not only have to know you, but have worked with you in collaboration to help our community. So I just thank you, Gary, so much for being such a supporter and giving back to our veterans.
Well, you know me, anytime I can help, I'm there. If I don't have a commitment, fine. But with the COVID, we've got to watch it. It's there. We've got to watch it and protect each other. And just because you're amongst friends in that, be aware.
Absolutely.
Be aware it's there.
Thank you. Always.
My pleasure.
It's an absolute
My
honor.
pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely.